Hello, I'm Frederick Michel Gutierrez Lazarte. I'm from Lima, Peru. I'm a doctoral of business administration student at Centrum PUC Business School at Pontificia Universidad Católica de Peru, and I will present the paper called Influence of Integrated Teams and Collocation to Achieve the Target Cost in Building Projects. I will present a case study development in Peru. The abstract of my based investigation that construction projects are very complex and the creation of value in these projects can not only be carried out by a single company. For these reasons is that temporary contracts are created between construction companies, designers and owners. And however, these contractual relationships are difficult when the interests and needs of each company are contrasted with those of the projects and generates problems of collaboration between the parties, the communications, etc. The present study describes the implementation of integration practices. These integration practices is collocation and integrated teams in a case study of a building project in Lima, Peru. The ideas proposed resulting in savings for the project. This study details the ideas by disciplines and the achievements obtained. This is the agenda, these 5 points. First, the introduction, then we'll talk about the case study, then the results, and finally the discussion and the key points of conclusions. We'll start with the background of the investigation. There are a lot of literature about the value creation through collaboration between organizations, and there are also literature about the problems, the well-known problems to achieve this collaboration, no? Such as poor communication, such as fragmented industry, adverse relationships, etc. There are some solutions in this literature. One of the solutions is the location of the members of a project in collaborative spaces. That was called collocation, and it can increase the collaboration. Also, we have the integration of the teams and the achievement of collaboration to get a successfully project. And finally, we had some literature about it, target costing. Target costing is an effective technique that is development in that is has been used in manufacturing for for a long time, for decades, and uh, and it was adopted in construction. It was adopted in construction, promises some benefits like in the manufacturing. No, for example, Kron and von der Haar analyzed the increasing values with target costing pertaining to an optimized cost-benefit ratio for project development of office building. No, we will talk about in this presentation about the target costing applied in uh, a real estate uh, building. We have the two more important concepts or definitions about the integrated teams. We will take the definition by Irene Doll. It defines integrated teams like a condition in which different organizations with different objectives, needs, and culture merge into a single and cohesive, mutually supportive unit. And Fisher in 2017 defines co-location, like the collaborative execution of work by key participants, by key members of the project team in a single shared physical location. The case study we will talk about is this project. This project was located in Lima, Peru. The owner is Serifica. The contractor and the design management was Productiva. There are some designers, and their scope of the building. It has 5 basements, 23 floors, and here and the design period of this project was 4 months. Of the construction period for this project, it's about 20.5 months. These are the model suggested by the Lean consultant to achieve some benefits for the projects. The model begins with a validations of improvement opportunities. These improvement opportunities were identified through interviews with the key participants of the projects, the key participants of the designers, the owners, the contractors, and some key providers. And finally, set the goals of the project. Then we start the next phase or the next stage in which integrated teams are formed. With the defined integrated teams, starts the goals validations, and finally the execution of the design alternatives to achieve the goals planned. In this table number 1, we can see the ideas for the first stage, in which ideas from the interview with the project participants. For example, the structural engineer uh, proposed 5 ideas to reduce the cost of the project. Ideas like reductions of the thickness of some walls, using another type of concrete, uh, using another technology for the steel. And it has, in the builder engineer interview, proposed 4 ideas to improve opportunities, like some reduction of the level of the basement using another technology, a prefabricated slab and post-tensioned slabs. And finally, we have some other ideas proposed by the electrical engineer and sanitary engineer to reduce the cost of the project. Finally, with these ideas, we will form some integrated teams. Finally, we get 7 integrated teams. The organization of each team was described in this table. And the saving goals planned initially proposed, and this is the savings achieved after the designs process and the use of integrated teams and the use of collocations. All the design process were development in an infrastructure like this. This is a large room, call it the big room, where the workstation of the integrated teams were held in. We have 3 images in the 1 image. In the 2, we can see a room that can be break out into small rooms. in these small rooms, an integrated team can participate, and also these four rooms can be joined in a one room to for a plenary session with all the participants. There are some images about the about the sessions. In the first one, we can see the general contractor explaining about the tag time planning for some design alternatives, and the second one photo, the right photo, we can see the Anchored Walls integrated team discussing about the design process and the construction process. The first, the tricky points of the discussion is that integrated team is a tool. This tool plausibly helps to achieve the much desired collaboration between parties that initially we identified like a problem in construction projects. One of the advantages of the project integration practice is the estimation of the cost of the project is carried out from when the design is not very mature until when the design is ready for construction. This a company allows informed decision based on cost, take decisions based on cost. There are another factor about the visualizing about using big models that also added rapid decision. Um, However, the present investigation uh, of integrated teams and the influence of BIM not being studied in depth, but it could be a following investigation. And the last three key points about the conclusions is that the company had an interesting learning process. All the companies, the construction company, the design companies, and the owner, no, about the new model, and about the respect about the ideas of others in the interview phase, and the work of integrated teams. That's important, that having a team moderator that promote dialogue and exchange of ideas. It's important to accompany the design with alternatives with adequate cost estimate for the project. And finally, the workplace contribute for the collaboration between the parties, as it's improve communication when the people of teams face to face. This increase the speed of decision making. Thanks.